Hello there. Um, let's try that again. Let's try that again. Hello there. If you're watching this, you might be wondering, is this for real? Are we serious about this? Yes, we are actually, which is kind of surprising because if you had asked us a year ago if we would be making a video like this, I don't think we would ever thought we would. So we kind of wanted to just introduce you to ourselves. So I'm Lucas, and this is my wife, Lori.
Hi.
And so we're just going to take a little walk down to the pond, and we are going to just talk a little bit about ourselves, and then maybe we'll talk to some aliens after that. So let's get started. All right, so we're going to walk down to the pond, and we're going to try to get to know each other a little bit on the way. So I think I'll just start with me. So I met Lori about, I don't know, 12 or 13 years ago.
We're going to do this? Go back that far? Let's
Well,
not do that.
Well, we've been married for a while, and we've been together for a while. That's the important part.
Yeah.
And we know each other very well, you know. And this whole aliens thing just kind of started happening a little less than a year ago. And so I thought maybe we'll talk a little bit about how that all started. Like I said, a year ago today, you know, we weren't, never even the thought of extraterrestrials was on our mind. You know, we generally thought that they probably existed, but we never would have actually thought that they would be actively communicating with people on Earth. And we'll talk more about that as we go on.
Can we walk?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be too bumpy. Walk real slow and see if this is possible. So how did this all start? Well, it's last October 2019. I had just gone through a couple of years of kind of heavy grieving. I've lost a brother and I lost a best friend, and I was coming out of that, and because I missed them so much, I wanted to hear more directly again from Spirit. And I say again because I had most of my life heard from Spirit what I thought was the Holy Spirit, because that fit in my paradigm. So through my teens and my 20s, I was hearing what I hear now, what I'm channeling. I just thought it was the Holy Spirit, because I thought at 13, came into the non-denominational church, and it was a very literal way of looking at the Bible, and so it was very clear to me that you would hear the Holy Spirit very clearly, very literally. So when I heard, which I hear now, I thought that was the Holy Spirit. So as I matured, as I grew up, that it wasn't specifically only the Christian paradigm I was in. I had the understanding that there are as many ways to God as there are people. That's the way I saw it. And so I was aware that my way to God was through the Holy Spirit, and what I thought was what I was listening to, what I was hearing was the Holy Spirit. So anyways, when I went through this period of grieving, it was quiet. I was more quiet, and I missed my brother and my best friend, and I wanted to speak to them. I wanted to hear more from Spirit. So I asked directly. I'm like, I want to hear more directly, like I had in the past. And then what started happening is I would start feeling a lot of energy. So at that point I started meditating, because I started feeling a lot of incredible, prior to this, when I was all through my life, up until last October, everything I felt was Spirit. See, I'm going to call it Spirit, because that's probably, how do I talk about it in the past tense, was all I could hear. It was clairaudient. So And it was telepathic, so it was conversational. I was always, they were always talking to me, I was talking to them. A lot of it was teaching, and a lot of it was like, I want to say testing, like they would ask me to do something, like silly things, and then I would do them, and it was, they would say to me, we can trust you in the small things, and we can trust you in the large things. I heard that for years and years and years, and other things as well. Anyways, I came out of this grieving, I was longing to hear spirit, right? And I started meditating, and I was meditating for like an hour, hour and a half to 2.5 hours, depending on the day, about 6 days a week. And during that time, it was just intense physical energy all throughout my body, starting usually coming into my heart and then moving to different chakras, spending a lot of time in the head area, a lot of time in the heart, a lot of opening. It's a lot of energy. Now that was totally new for me, and so I knew this was something different than I had experienced before, and I was very excited and comforted by it, so I wasn't scared at all because I was used to hearing from spirit. And so at some point with this physicality, it showed me that it was something different than before, though. I mean, I had the feeling, okay, this happened for about exactly 6 months, give or take, but exactly 6 months, because I woke up from a dream state. I was channeling in a dream state April 6, 2020, not long ago, and I woke up from a dream state channeling. So in this 6 months period, it was mostly all physical, and I was frustrated because I wasn't hearing anything, and I'm used to hearing clairaudiently, and I wasn't. And so I was like, what is going on? And so, but I just generally, I surrendered to the feelings, the intensity. Some days more than others, but it was nothing I had experienced before. So 6 months of that. Towards the end and throughout, I had this knowing, this intuitive knowing that I would be channeling. So I was sort of researching. I started just like incessantly, just on my free time, just kind of reading and watching YouTube videos and understanding more. I started to see in this 6 month period that obviously listening to a lot of channelers, a lot of this galactic opening up. And so I feel like, I don't know if this is going to make sense to many people, but I feel like I've been awakened my whole life. I don't feel like I've had a place of awakening, although I've had different phases of maturity in my growth as a spiritual being. But I remember being very young, 3 is my first memories, and I remember my thoughts in my head and how I was speaking to myself and to others, and it was just a very open, already awakened state when I look back at that. So as we come forward, what is the big awakening for me, which happened, just a few months ago, is the galactic awakening, because I really, I thought maybe I'd be channeling archangels or something. That would be the extent, and it was just something I would be more familiar with. A group of beings that maybe wouldn't tell me where they came from, which, is kind of common. They're higher dimensional, but you don't know where they're from, kind of thing. Anyways, towards the end of before I started channeling, I started to get a couple clairvoyant images while I was meditating, and some clairaudience, or it was more like it was more like knowing. And so then I would hear, I don't know if I actually heard it or I think I just knew it. It would have been a little bit of both. That I knew that Pleiadians and Arcturians were around, and then I heard and I saw I knew there was. This is like probably way too much information, isn't it? This is too much information.
I think this is good.
I think we can talk about this in the future.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So let's
just
just move. Okay, let's just move here. Okay. So.
Well, if I can just ask a question for clarification. So, when you kind of awakened, or when you started channeling from dream state in April.
Yes.
How did you know? How did you know who that was?
To me. So that was really, really surprising and very. It kind of freaked me out. Because this is what I want to talk about. Because my experience prior to this, since last October going forward, was very earth, right? very earth in nature, and I, if so, you would ask me, do you believe in extraterrestrials and aliens? I would have said sure, but I didn't think of them as even being like one of us. I didn't think of the universe as being so vast and so big, and I just didn't think about it. And so when all of a sudden I'm understanding that this is what's coming, it really blew me up. I mean, it just like, wow, So I'm still integrating. I'm nowhere near as done integrating this idea. So this reality. So anyways, fast forward. April 6th, in my dream state, I was channeling. I was very excited in my dream state. I was like, oh, I'm channeling. And then it went into a conscious state, and I was like really excited. And I was awake and channeling. And then I was like, wait, I need to record this. So I said, wait, can you wait for a second? And they're like, yes. And so I went. It was like 6 in the morning, which for me, I never wake up early. So that was like, also interesting. 6 in the morning. So I go to the kitchen, and there's like a little kind of sitting area out there. So I sit out there and I start recording, and then it was just continued, and it was 4 collectives, and so that's kind of how I started on April 6th. Okay, so when they came through, they would announce themselves who they were, and they say hello, and then when they would leave to go to the next one, it would just go to the next one, and they would introduce themselves, and so it was very just like. And it's the same 4 collectives, so ever since that first day, it's just the same 4 collectives, and they're working together. We're all working together. A few days after I was channeling all of them, and so who they are is the Pleiadians. The first day they said they were the Pleiadian collective, and the Arcturian collective, and then Council of 9, Council of Light. It's the same every time. And in the beginning, I would start out with the Pleiadians, then go to the Arcturians, and then go to the Council of 9. The first day I did the Council of 9, and then the Council of Light. But after that first day, the Council of 9 they would tell me when I was channeling them once in a while that they were behind the scenes mainly, but they were there, but they were working on the channel. Most days after the first day, besides maybe 2 or 3 times that I talked to the Council of 9, it was Pleiadians, Arcturians, Council of Light. And they have expressed to me that they, as far as what dimension they're on, the Pleiadians and the Arcturians are in the 11th going to 12th dimension, and so is the Council of 9, 11th going to 12th, and the Council of Light is 12th going to 13th. And they right away said 11th to 12th, and then the Council of Light said 12th to 13th the very first time, because we're all ascending. So that was interesting to me at that point. Still is. Okay, so then after the first couple days, Xanadu stepped forward from the Council of Light, and he has been kind of like the spokesman for everyone. So instead of going through each collective, after a couple weeks, it took some time to build up to the Council of Light because the frequency is a little higher, and so they told me that the Pleiadians and the Arcturians were helping me get up there, and then I would have to come down a little bit, and they would talk to me a little bit, and then we'd be done channeling. So, if that makes sense. So, after a couple weeks, I don't remember how, I have to look back, but it just went to Xanadu. And so when I start channeling, it's just Xanadu, and they're all there. They made it very clear that they're all there. They're all staying there. They're not leaving, which I at first thought, oh, they're going to help me get to Xanadu and then they're going to leave. That's what I thought. But no. They're staying, all of them there, all 4 collectives, but Xanadu is kind of the spokesman where they all kind of funnel through, if that makes any sense. So that's a pretty good introduction. I know we plan on doing, one video a week about, and, we have lots to say, but that's a good introduction.
It's a very good introduction. It's a lot.
Yes.
If you're like me, you might start asking yourselves like, well, what's the ascension? what's the 11th dimension going to 12th dimension. If any of this stuff is totally foreign to you, I'd say don't worry. We'll talk through all of it, and we'll ask a ton of questions, and you can ask us questions. And we can kind of figure things out as we go. But I think there's a whole lot of more information that we will talk through. This is just the quick, 10-minute intro to like an entire universe worth of knowledge. So we're going to start talking through it all. And like Lori said, we're just going to do, a video or so once a week, as often as we can, and just kind of start disseminating the information. We have been, I've been kind of helping with some of the technological stuff, just literally buying Lori a microphone. But
Everything, you're doing everything.
Lori has been channeling for, I don't know, about maybe just a little over 2 months, every single day.
Yeah.
And so we already have a lot of information that was kind of, for us, personal stuff, and also, stuff for the whole world. So we're going to start.
Mainly personal stuff.
Yeah, a lot of
development of the channel.
Sure.
But we are planning, what we're planning on doing is we'll have some talking amongst us in the videos, but then it'll be channeling every time. So they've made it very clear that this is a group mission, and we'll talk a little bit about the mission, or actually maybe they can talk about the mission a little bit. Oh, so I also want to say is that they made it very clear that this is a group kind of creative, kind of co-creation that we're all doing, meaning the 4 collectives, Xanadu and us. The one thing that they said from the beginning, what they've asked from me is just every day, that I have to meet with them every day to keep that connection. So I do that every day, and then once a week we'll channel here.
Very cool. All right.
Should we go channel?
Yeah, I think we should definitely go channel.
This is enough jabbering.
Yeah, let's go down to the pond.
Okay.
We have lots of wildlife. Tell us what kind of birds we have.
That'd be a whole nother video, but we love birds.
Yeah?
The blue heron's back, and the green herons are back. And, of course, lots of geese and wood ducks.
Hi. Well, we are down at the pond, and
It's chilly.
we're all set up. We're a little chilly, but
We're going to go with it.
we can go. So, it's hard work for me now. Let's get to stand here and listen.
Iceberg. Okay, so we're just going to channel right now?
Yeah, we're just going to go
Okay.
ahead and show you how it's done.
Okay. Hello, Lori dear. We are indeed here. We are so thankful for this opportunity to speak with you and Lucas, and not only you and Lucas, but a whole lot of others on through this video. We are very excited for this time. We are hoping to be able to speak to many who would yearn to listen to what we have to say. We are indeed extraterrestrials. We are above the earth in our spaceships or starships, however you want to say that. We are 4 collectives, and we are all working together as one unit in this particular mission with Lori and Lucas. Xanadu is our spokesperson. Though we are all here in energy, and we are all here in every way, actually. We indeed are excited for this opportunity to speak to many of you that are upon your beloved planet Earth at this time. We are very pleased and happy and joyful to be able to express ourselves to you through this wonderful channel that we love dearly. We are looking forward to sharing with you many things and ideas and concepts, and above all these things, our energy. in specific during this time of our ascension. And I say our ascension as all of us are ascending with you. This is not only the time of the Earth's ascension, it is the time of many in the universe ascension. It is the time of, it is the opportunity for many in the universe to ascend. We are pleased to be a part of this mission, and we would like to speak with you about this mission forthright. We, meaning all of us, the four collectives, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, Council of Nine, Council of Light, and myself, Xanadu, along with Lori and Lucas, we are all working together to co-create this channel that we have made that Lori is speaking through presently. Our mission in specific was to create a channel that was more conscious in nature so that it would be more accessible to many upon earth who are wanting and willing to speak with those of us on this side of things. We have all come together to indeed create this channel, and we are most pleased to speak with you about this channel, for we have just completed the experimental stage, the creation stage, the co-creation stage of this channel. And we are very excited to share this with you, as we feel this will be a great opportunity to be able to speak to and relate to and to begin to have relationships with those upon your earth who would like to speak with us and get to know us. We are hoping in specific to help those upon Mother Earth as she is ascending and as we all are ascending. We have had experience in ascension. We are hoping to assist those with love and with understanding. We are very thrilled, very excited on this side of the veil, you could say. On this, Lori likes to say, this side of things. We are indeed in the 11th to 12th dimension for 3 of us, and the 12th to 13th dimension for the Council of Light. We are able to see a much wider lens, if we could say that, than is available for those of you upon Mother Earth at this time. So that much wider lens is and can be very helpful to understand what is happening on a wider scale. We are hoping to be able to share these insights with you, as well as answer many of your questions, and in general just assist you in this ascension process. We are filled with love and filled with joy. We are exuberant, we are thrilled, we are beyond excited at this opportunity to come to you through our beautiful channel, Lori dear, and we are very pleased in this moment as we are experiencing the success, the results of our work together in this mission. And this mission is very specific, and we have finished the experimental stage, and we are ready to begin to use the channel with others. When we say use this channel, what we mean is we mean the vehicle that we have created. And we would like to say that in order to create this more conscious channel that you are witnessing here today, for Lori is not in a trance. She is very conscious. She can hear everything that we hear, and it is just that she closed her eyes and we are here. There is no process to go through in order to find us. We are simply here. We find this to be extremely exciting. We find this to be, this is a word that Laura has a hard time with, revelatory. Revelatory? Revelatory. Revelatory. Yes. Okay, just a second. Let's start again. Okay. We are very pleased at this opportunity. We are very pleased to be able to share this channel with many upon planet Earth at this time. This is a new way of channeling that was indeed our mission to create. It's a new way of channeling that allows the channeler to be more conscious. It is an easier access. We have indeed created a third vehicle, if you would. We have created a channel that is a creation within itself that operates somewhat outside of the channeler. It is a third creation. So we are using this new way of channeling as a vehicle to reach many more on Earth that would like to channel and would like to have easier access to us. We know that in the past, in the majority of the situations when people would channel, there would be a process they would have to go through to begin channeling, and that could be, depending on the channeler, more I'll say specific, but that's not the right word. More, okay, let's just say this. The way a big channeler begins to channel is specific to them. Each channel is unique. However, this channel that we are speaking of is easier to access. It is not something where you have to spend a lot of time to move into. There is, however, a preparatory period of time that Lori was speaking about where we were working with her for 6 months to be able to achieve the channel that we are now using. However, we needed to work with her a bit longer as we were going to create the channel. So that time that was 6 months, we feel with others, if they choose to begin to channel with us, will be less. Anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months would be the preparatory stage. Let's just say, because many of you might be thinking how you can begin to channel this way. We are going to be speaking of this in several videos. This is just the first one. Though we do want to say that the only thing that is needed is an intention that you would like to speak to us on this side of things. And when I say us, I do not mean just us, these 4 collectives. There are many of us, our friends on this side, who are waiting for this process to unfold, where we will be training them in the development of this channel, and then many upon Earth can be using it. So it will not just be us, these 4 collectives. It will be us, but also many others who will be assisting. It's weird because I just realized what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big deal. Oh.
Mm-hmm. It is kind of a big deal.
Okay. Yes, indeed, Lori, dear. It is a big deal, as you would say. This is a very exciting deal. We keep on using the word exciting because we are very, 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 very excited on this side of things. We are very pleased to be making this video with the both of you, and we are very pleased that this video is going to be seen by many. And we are very pleased that this process is unfolding. The time is now. This has been a long time in waiting for the time to be right, and now it is here, and we are very excited for this opportunity to begin, and indeed it has begun. So let us say that we are very thankful that we are able to speak with you today. We are very thankful to be able to have many more opportunities in the future to speak with you through this channel, and through YouTube. We will be hoping to put up one video a week. We are very thankful for Lucas and all of his skills and his creativity in the video production arena, and we are very thankful to Lori Dear for all that she is doing with putting herself out there, as she might say. And we are very excited and thankful for all of you who are listening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in, as you might say. We are extremely, shall I say it again, excited and happy and pleased and joyous, very joyous. And we shall see you soon in love and in peace. The Pleiadians, the Arcturians, the Council of Nine, the Council of Light, Xanadu, adieu and adieu. Ta-da!
Ta-da.
Freezing still freezing.
Yeah.
Though it was interesting doing that because it was, I was realizing as we were channeling that what we were saying, and it's, you know, pretty hefty.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit unbelievable, though they indeed are telling me it's believable. So, a leap of faith.